So remember the video that we posted about the couple? They actually from Uganda. Their names are Derrick and Daisy. They tried to go inside of the hospital and they were denied from going inside the hospital, even though the sister is pregnant. Well, this is an update to that particular story. So there's about a 4-minute clip where the brother and sister are going to update what happened and how the Chinese decided to want them to make propaganda videos because they got exposed. Now I want you to see the dirty deeds of the Chinese Communist Party. Let's roll that clip.
They tracked us down. I have no idea how they did that.
Government
Look at the Chinese police. They won't allow us to rest. They chase us away from our house. We don't have anywhere to live. They are pursuing us. Why?
Want to
speak Chinese? No.
No, we don't speak Chinese. Okay. Sure.
Chinese government had got notice of the video. They tracked us down. I have no idea how they did that, but they managed to get to us. They had to first confirm whether it was us in the video. They asked us questions. They asked us what we wanted, like what did we need them to help us with. We told them we needed to check on the baby and everything. On Sunday, they picked us from home. They took us to a hospital, Dongguan People's Hospital to be in particular. Everything was okay there. They checked the baby. Everything was fine.
We are thankful for the government services, the hospital services.
And would you just make a short video for us? Because something you say is, how to say, maybe a little long, but would make it short about our service? Yeah, the point, sorry. The point is first, the government service, the medical service. The third is about your 3 requisitions of the acid test, pregnancy scan, and about free shopping, which we will take you later.
These people bring us after hospital, they bring us back to the mall. They are filming everything. They were filming everything. We thought we were getting free shopping as they had told us to say in the video. But as we start getting the carts, filling them with groceries and everything, this gentleman approaches me and tells me they were leaving. I asked him about the free shopping and everything, who's going to pay the bills, like who is paying for everything. He told me that is not what he meant. He didn't mean getting our things paid by them. Wow, that was a shocker. Yeah, I had no option. I had to pay everything. Gives me a phone call and tells me to make another video denying the fact that the first incidents happened to us. I should just call it a misunderstanding.
Would you just say that the, how to say, the Dalang hospital in Nanhua, right? You remember?
Yes.
The Nanhua, how to say, Nanhua female hospital incident maybe is a misunderstanding.
I refused to do that. I told him I'm not going to do that. The world has already seen this. It is the truth of the matter. You people don't want us here. You just want to cover it up and put a good image out there, but you know what happened. So from ever since then, this gentleman is no longer talking to us. And that is how we ended up here.
So you see, the Chinese Communist Party is engaging in definitely a media warfare. Understand? All media is warfare. You have to understand that. So when you step into this arena, you're dealing with that propaganda, warfare, the information fight. Now, China, what they're doing, because a lot of people, and it's sad messages I'm getting from people on the African continent, are telling me that their media houses right there on the African continent is not reporting what the Chinese are doing. And they keep asking questions like, why aren't they reporting this? I was told in South Africa, they talking about Donald Trump and what he got going on, instead of talking about what's going on in their country or talking about what the Chinese is doing in their country, right? But it's been an explanation to why the media houses in the African continent isn't reporting on the deeds of the Chinese Communist Party. Well, what the Chinese Communist Party have been doing is that they have been engaging in spending massive influx of money for advertisements, sponsored journalistic coverage. So they say, hey, look, I'm going to pay you to, in Nigeria, report on us, report something good, and I'll pay you some money. And also, on top of that, they're sponsoring trips for journalists. They try to get rid of certain stories they don't want out there, but they keep on purchasing the silence of African media, okay? And they're buying up media houses as well on the African continent, but they'll let a black face be on there, understand? So this is the tactics of the Chinese Communist Party. Now, with all the exposure of what happened to the Africans in China, they're saying, oh, no, that's not what you saw. That's not what happened. That is the Western media. They're the one that's just lying on us. This is not true. Now, this is the same group of people who had a pandemic on their hands, and they allowed their people to go to everybody else's country. And now the countries all over the world have been shut down. The global economy is screwed up, but yet they still don't want to take responsibility for anything. They want you to say, oh, how great they are. I mean, to me, when you're doing things like that and you can't handle the truth about yourself, you just basically, sorry, you're no good. You, in short terms, you suck. And just call it what it is. Because if you were truly doing good things, you would need to pay people to say you're doing good things, right? When you're caught doing dirt, why are you trying to force this brother and sister to talk good for you on video? Now, they were also charged with sedition. Understand? See how the Chinese treat Africans, but yet in African nations, the Chinese are just basically arrested and deported. They're not having to deal with the courts at all in African nations, and that's wrong. Now, you have people that call themselves China experts, right? So you have this one brother, Nigerian, named Charles Ananaju, okay, of the Center for Chinese Studies in Abuja, in Nigeria. It's a think tank, and he's an advisor to Beijing-based China Africa Institute. Now, he argued that Africans should appreciate China for their friendship and fighting against racism and colonialism. Similarly, they had a Kenyan expert claims that the treatment of Africans in Guangdong was overplayed by the Western media, and that the Chinese authorities were within their mandate to ensure that there are no group that is going to bring the virus back. So once again, this is the strategy of the Chinese Communist Party on the African continent. I'm going to buy up media houses. I'm going to buy off journalists. I'm going to give them free trips. Just talk good about us. I'm going to get some bought and paid for Negroes to say they're experts on China and say how great China is, etc. Right? And you see what happens when you sell out. Now, not everyone is selling out. Because like I said, I saw that one sister. I wish I knew the sister last name. Her name's Yvonne on Citizen TV. If you guys in Kenya know who she is, let me know her name, because I would love to, talk with her or sit down with her when I go to Kenya, because she was really calling out the Chinese. And that's not something too popular when they're buying people off. But understand that the Chinese Communist Party do not mean the African continent no good at all. And be honest with you, with this going on, and then now Trump is starting to ratchet things up against China, that's going to be good for the global black family. Trust me, at the end of the day, let them duke it out. We can always come out on top when something like that is going on. Trust me on that. But you need to understand the dirty tricks that the Chinese Communist Party is doing. And the people on the African continent, this is why you're not getting the news. This is why you're not knowing what the Chinese are doing in your countries. Because if you don't know what's going on, start looking in social media. Start researching on your own. You cannot depend on your media houses. Just like here in America, we don't depend on CNN or MSNBC. We don't depend on them. We do things ourselves. And what I'm telling you on the African continent, all of you who could be listening, start your own platforms doing news. Start them. Research the stories yourself. Find out on the ground what's going on in your countries, because this dirt that's being reported, you know, we're way across, you know, the Atlantic, and yet we're finding out the things that's going on with the Chinese Communist Party. But it's time for the African continent to take a stand up, and get rid of all of those who are colonizers, and hold your media houses accountable. Tell them, hey, why aren't you reporting that we have 1.5 million Chinese in South Africa? Why aren't you reporting that we have 900,000 Chinese in Nigeria? What's going on with that? What's these deals that y'all are doing? What's going on? Because we need to know, because we're not going to put up with the things that you have done. Understand something. Your politicians too, sold out, a lot of them. You got to get them out of there. You got to identify the sellouts and get them out. There's more of you who are good than those politicians or journalists who selling you out. But leave us a comment. Let us know what you think about the update with the story with the brother and sister and how they're being treated. There's more and more videos steadily coming out of China, and they don't like being exposed. Let me tell you something, brothers and sisters in the global black media. It's going to be on our shoulders to expose China for what they're really doing. And we're actually having an effect, okay? Understand that we having an effect on the Chinese Communist Party. And they are a big problem for us, no different than Trump look at them as a problem at this point.